cause y'all know what it is.
TNN Trap News Network.
I was with Rich Rapper.
I fucks with you.
What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? What's the deal, y'all? Rich Trapper tapping in, TNN Trap News Network. Back in this thing, back in this thing. It's like cracking this thing here at TNN Trap News Network. It's that good news you can use. It's that good knowledge-ito you're not finna get in nobody's college-ito. Make sure you hit that notification bell at the top. Hit all, stay tapped in for the latest and the greatest. Hit that like, hit that hype, hit that comment, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that share button for everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Make sure you tap in. Leave a comment because we're going back to the chili giveaway. So when we get to 31,000 subscribers, we're going to make sure that we pick the best comment between now and 31,000 subscribers. And we're going to give you some chili, big dog. So it's important that you comment. It's important that you comment. It's important that you comment. Once we get 31,000 subscribers, we're going to make sure that we let y'all know an exact date and exact time that we will be doing a live to give away that money. You got Cash App, you got Apple Pay, you got Zelle, you got Venmo. Don't worry about it. We're going to make sure you get that chili. Make sure you hit that like button, that comment, that good subscribe button. TNN Trap News Network. We taking it back to the basics, man. Let's jump into this news. Hey, y'all, Rich Rapper tapping in TNN Trap News Network. Back in the same, like cracking the same here at TNN Trap News Network. News you can use, knowledge you ain't finna get nobody's college, big dog. Now, I want to take a quick moment to say, hit that like, hit that hype, hit that comment button. We finna go to Eddie Boy. And I thought about something just now. It's Ramadan. He's a Muslim. So should he be on the internet spreading all this propaganda? And then I ain't gonna say no names, but it's a lot of ninjas who are in our content space that claim Muslim, that claim Islam and all this kind of stuff. And they seemingly are involved in a lot of flammery, skullduggery, and larceny. Thought that was a no-go for Ramadan and all that. But then here's the thing, when they're making these whole high points and they want to be all high power, oh, I'm a Muslim, not my Muslim brother, this and all that. Man, it's a flam, bro, because the way that it was explained to me by a real Muslim, and I mean like an actual deep coming from, Jordan Muslim, Jordanian is where he would be. He explained it to me very clearly. When it comes to Ramadan, it ain't no way in, it ain't no way out. Either you in or you out, bro. So when it comes to all this stuff that's going on YouTube, he was like, man, I ain't even gonna front. A lot of them dudes in y'all sector shouldn't even be on the internet during Ramadan. You feel me? But they'll let the money be the driving force. So with that all being said, man, I take a lot of these dudes, Muslims and they deems and all that kind of stuff with a grain of salt, because when it comes to getting this chili off these YouTube streets, they can't put their faith before their pockets. And here we are. With that all being said, let's see what Eddie Boy has to say about Luce County.
I just drink a bunch of water. I can't be eating too much. I don't eat too much food. I just drink water before the sun up, and then I'm on my way. I'm on my horse. Well, I finished reading majority of everything, of all the documents, all the paperwork, and I come to realize that these people are facing some serious time. You know, the breakdown, the census guidelines. I broke all that stuff down last night. We already know what Big U is facing. He's facing a lifetime or 600 years. You have Vay with all the charges he has, even with the sentencing guidelines, he's facing like 300 years. And then you have Bear Claw. Bear Claw is facing 70 years. But I likely doubted that he's gonna get that. And I likely doubted that Vay is gonna get 300 years. Then you have Tiffany Hines. She's facing like from 10 years. I think that's her max, is like 10 years or something like that. Because when I was reading her stuff, I found out that they saying that she was laundering certain type of money for the enterprise. And I don't think her charges are really too severe. And then you have Hop. They're saying Hop is facing like 20 to 30 years, but likely he's not going to get that either. It says Monty, she's facing like up to 10 years, but I doubt she get that too. I doubt she get that. And then you have Luce Cannon. He's facing up to 40 years, and I doubt he get that too. So these is the max, you know, the possibility that these people will get. But you know, when you're in the feds, you know, for me doing my investigation, that it's always let's make a deal. You know, if some people is willing to cooperate, they're gonna get a less amount of time. If some people gonna go to trial, they're gonna sit there and the federal government gonna play dirty with you. They're gonna supersede you every time they can get. And when I was reading the paperwork, you have to pay attention to the heading on the first superseding indictment. It says this is the first of superseding indictment. So it has the potential chance to be more than one superseding indictment. And when you're dealing with the superseding indictments, it's basically just dealing with if they find more evidence, they find more overacts, if they find evidence that, let's say for instance, people are saying that you're violent, you're this and you're that, you know, they're gonna get that and they're gonna charge that as another overact. It's just certain little things that other people come forward and stuff like that. Them are overacts, them are more allegations inside the case and make that case more stronger. Even though the murder of Rayshawn Williams is very circumstantial, and I was reading that and reading it.
Now, this is what I am going to tell y'all. In the next coming weeks, be ready for me to make my way up to that courthouse, and I'm gonna give y'all a full understanding of exactly what's going on. I'm gonna do an IRL stream because something about this documents that these niggas is going about is iffy. You feel me? It's a little wobbly, drop it like it's hot.
They have no weapon. They have no DNA. They have nobody saying they actually seen anything happen. But however, it's just the way it happened. It has the potential chance that, quote unquote, it's suspicious. Is it suspicious? The way the government laid it out? Yes. Do they mean that they can prove it? No. If it's a state case, he would never get charged for the murder. You know, I don't think if it's a federal case, he'll never get charged for the murder. But since it's up under the banner of the RICO, all the government have to prove is the overacts.
Well, yeah, the overt acts. If you could prove one, you could pretty much prove them all when it comes to that type of RICO situation. Very little is needed to convict somebody into a government RICO or a federal RICO, for lack of a better word.
Prize had the potential chance. This is what they did. This is what they done. This is what they got away with. We really can't prove the murder, but this is what we have, you know, dealing with the people that's cooperating, et cetera. So this is why this is why it's very important that you guys pay attention to what's going on. I have some friends, you know, that still delve off into their particular lifestyle, right? And he gave me some information about not the government, but what the police is doing, like these secret task forces and stuff like that. They catching dudes with drugs and guns and stuff like that, and they letting them go. And that brings into question, why are they letting them go? But it doesn't take a rocket science to figure that out. What they're doing is they're building a case. They're building a case not only on that individual, they watching that individual, where he go, who he deal with, and how he's, you know, who he linked up with, and who he trusting with his own information. And then he told me that one of his homies got cracked with some drugs and some guns. And then his homie went over to...
What's also interesting is you have an admission from Whack 100 himself saying that he gave guns and drugs to Big U and the Crips, and he's not in this indictment in any way, shape, form, or fashion, but that's that.
Another brother in another session house, and later on that night, they hit that house and found 5, 6, 7, 8 guns, but didn't take nobody to jail. Brothers, they're not playing with you guys, man. It's gonna be more and more and more RICOs here to come. I don't know from who and what section, what crew, or anything like that. But if you're doing business with more than 1 and 2 or 3, 4 people, you guys have become your own entity. You guys own enterprise, and this is what they did in this case right here. See, they're not basically attacking the gang, the hoods anymore. They are attacking the crews. If you guys understand what I'm saying. If it's 5 of you guys, and one of you guys is pushing weed, one of you guys pushing pills, one of you guys got a strap, one of you guys out there beating somebody up, whooping their ass and all that type of stuff, you guys have become an enterprise in you guys' particular group. And what they're gonna do is they're gonna pick one of you guys to be the leader. So there's always gonna be a leader inside that group.
Yeah, and typically the leader inside that group is going to be the person with the most influence, the most celebrity, the most clout around them, the most attention around them. They're going to pick that person to be the leader of, because when they put that person as the leader of, it'll make the biggest news sensation, it'll make the biggest headline, it'll make the biggest, blah, 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 blah. So with that all being said, kind of watch about what you got going on, because somebody's going to have to take the fall for this.
And 9 times out of 10, it's going to be the one that's out there with the most influence, or the one that's out there with the more charges and things of that nature. So you got to take all these cases into account. They got the Draws Down case. They have the Southsiders case up there in San Pedro. And then you have the case over there on Figueroa dealing with the trafficking. Then you have all these other cases that's coming into play. And you have to know that you're in trouble or are being investigated. Now, my thing is this. If you brothers and sisters seeing dudes go to jail, right, and they get out right away, that's a red flag. Right?
Now, I get that these dudes going to jail and getting out right away might be a red flag, but regardless, my bigger question is the dudes who never get sent to jail, is that a bigger red flag? The dudes like Whack who just managed to stay on the streets?
Don't be talking to these dudes over the phone. Even if you don't have the information that they're hot or not, you have to be careful and take the chance to say, okay, I can't deal with this individual anymore at this particular time till his dust is clear. Because these dudes be up on investigation. Some of them be knowing it, and some of them don't be knowing it. You have to understand, where are they getting this information from? Somebody is leaking this information about certain individuals' activities or what they're doing inside their section. So let's take the boy K-Dog, for instance, in the Draws Down case. He's all through the case. He didn't go to jail.
Now, when it comes again to these people in these situations that are all throughout the case, like I said, I'm going to get y'all this paperwork myself, and I'm going to read it to y'all. We're going to go through all of it, and then we're going to kind of take it from there, because it's hard to see what's real and what's not with
Him and Tiny Draws. They didn't go to jail. K-Dog got picked up, but they didn't go to jail. They saying Tiny Draws, he never went to jail, but he was a targeted co-conspirator in the case. And their phones was hot. Now, that is a red flag. You cannot sit there and say that's not a red flag. Even if they haven't done anything, even if they haven't, you can't, you have no evidence on paper that they had done anything. But in the street code or the street census would tell you, you can't deal with these individuals. You can't talk to these dudes on the phone. You can't force yourself on these dudes to try to find out what's going on, because you really don't know what's going on. If dudes is not paying attention to this, and you out there and doing that criminal activity, you might get caught up. Now, if you're not dealing that criminal activity and they calling you and something like that, you have nothing to worry about, because it's just a normal conversation. But me, I just want to talk to him, period, because you have to understand that these phones, even if you're not doing nothing, you can get a phone charge. They can charge you with a phone call charge, or just, just on the pretense they feel that you're talking about something that is illegal. And you just don't want to take that chance, right? And then you guys got to be careful, like, especially when you're dealing with the gang aspect. It'd be funerals, it'd be cookouts, it'd be getting together, chilling and all that type of stuff. And when dudes pull up that you guys figure that's hot, I would just leave. I don't know what you guys are gonna do. Me personally, I would leave. I would say, okay, I'm not gonna put myself in harm's way. I need to get away from this stuff. I need to get away from these dudes. These dudes are still coming around and act like it's nothing that happened. I would basically leave. I wouldn't be around that stuff. And it's not a pride thing. It's nothing like.
Now, here's the thing. If you have to leave, why even put yourself around them people in the first place? If you feel like you have to get up and get out of a situation, why even put yourself in a situation in the first place?
It's like safety and security of your freedom. And sometimes, man, we get away from that. Sometimes we be in the hood and we try to get our homies the benefit of the doubt. In this case, you can't give dudes the benefit of the doubt right now, bro, until everything is over with, bro. You can't do it, man. You don't, because you don't know. You don't know if dudes are working. You don't know if dudes are doing anything like that. Or period. You just don't know. Okay? So, if dudes is trying to force themselves on you or trying to call you or something like that, you have to be careful. And another thing, if you have a homeboy or a homegirl or a loved one inside the county, MDC, or anything like that, don't get on the internet trying to defend them, because 9 times out of 10, you're going to slip up and say something that you don't supposed to say. Just like the dude, Tino, Bronco T. He dropped the ball. He said some stuff, man, that not only blew me away, but blew everybody else away. He was trying to defend the boy or his friend, his best friend and stuff like that. But he didn't. He just validated what them people thought about him. Okay? And then and also you guys got to understand, it's like Instagram, that's your own entity or something like that. But these podcasters, hey bro, they do not care what you say. They don't care what you say. They gonna sit there and let you talk because it's content to them. They don't care. See, you got to understand the genuine nature of who is standing with who and who is not standing with who. Dudes are holler that they with this dude, and dudes are holler that they trying to protect this dude or be an advocate for this dude, but they'll let the content. And when the content.
Compton Rick Rock. Man, if he ain't talking about Compton Rick Rock, claiming that you an advocate of the dude, claiming that you cool with Big U, claiming that you got love for the Crenshaw District and all that, but then when the content, and it's something destroying this dude or putting charges on him or just disrespecting the section by saying busters who can't come around, oh, you from over there, that's da-da-da business and blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, you scared to talk about Compton business, and this niggas walk around dissing your whole woo-wop. Man, that's it right there, bro.
Dudes will leave the video up knowing it can cause that person or that person that's incarcerated some damage. That's when you'll know that these dudes really don't care about that individual that's inside the MDC, the county, or wherever he is, detention center, where he's at. These dudes do not care, bro. These dudes only care about the content. They only care about the numbers because they think they got numbers. These dudes be thirsty for the numbers, bro. They don't come on here and, they 1-2 step. They do the research. They sit there and they play old videos.
Everybody follows and copies Rich Trapper, that 1-2 step like Sierra. I made that global.
All day and all night. Hey, bro, don't trust people like that, man. I'm just saying, this is some advice for people that have loved ones or homeboys or something inside the county or MDC. Don't get on no platform talking about this individual. If you're not talking about something that's good for this individual, about, you know, how this individual is out here doing something for the community, or some type of redemption type stuff, don't say nothing at all, bro. Just don't say nothing at all, man, because you're going to cause more harm. So this is what I'm saying to you guys, especially you brothers and sisters that's out there in that field. Pay attention to what's going on. A lot of people are up on investigation from here to Alaska. If you're tied in with dudes from out of state and stuff like that, they might be up on investigation. If you're willing and dealing, you got to be, if you ain't dealing with these people for 20, 30, 40 years, hey man, you have to be suspect with everybody right now to this day, bro, because you.
And then you got to remember this too. That's where the video ends. But when it comes down to it, even if you've been dealing with these niggas for 20 and 30 years, don't mean that that's not long enough for them to switch sides and say, hey, I want to snitch on you. So everybody just got to be careful, bro. Everybody just got to be careful. We got to make sure that we all crossing our T's and dotting our I's and, you know, just moving carefully in these streets, because when it's all said and done, it can get a flam put on you. That all being said, man, y'all know the deal's red dots to the left. Y'all know the rest. We are gone.
Apollo Jackson.
It's dangerous. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Work all in the floorboard. Tell the ops check the scoreboard. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. And if you shoot, you ain't miss. A nigga ball like game 6. A nigga ball like game 6.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Water like us niggas up in game 6. Missy with the bush and you can save it. Water like us niggas up in game 6.
Game 60 bands on my neck when I got it on me. And I remember I was broke, I never let them hold me. Final seconds with my back against the wall, 81 point strong with this K, I call it Kobe. Running through this lettuce, nothing you can tell us. Gotta watch my back, I know that they get jealous. Real shit, I got rich, ain't gotta embellish. Real life made men, they call us good fellas. And I ain't got anxiety, I know it's intuition. May never love a bitch, but I for sure play my position. I know the streets talking, I'm cracking, so I ain't tripping. I said I play for keeps, but I guess them niggas ain't listening. Sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Nah, you can't come outside when it's dangerous. You niggas never outside when it's outside, niggas.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Water like us niggas up in game 6. Missy with the bush and you can save it. Water like us niggas up in game 6.
I've been winning, tell my ops check the scoreboard. Money in the attic, work all in the floorboard. Late night, that's the life that we pray for. Overtime with the pack is what we in the game for. Put myself in the game and everything is just a memory. Made a couple plays for the pain, not an enemy. Gotta watch my friends more, I gotta watch the enemies. Frank is hella fake, I know what enemies' intentions. I let it go until it click if I'm aiming. Started staying safe and ended up staying dangerous. Game on the line, see the pressure I can take. Hall of Fame shit, so if it's mine, I'ma take. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Water like us niggas up in game 6. Missy with the bush and you can save it. Water like us niggas up in game 6. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Water like us niggas up in game 6. Missy with the bush and you can save it. Water like us niggas up in game 6.
Sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas always inside when it's dangerous. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous.